I mean, as a lifestyle in general, it's something I'd recommend anybody to do. Do not just travel by a bike, but actually live on a bike. Well, my name is Hillel, but I usually go by Hill. It sort of became my name. It's easier for most people. And well, I'm 34 years old. I'm currently traveling in Europe. I'm bike touring on this bike, which is my bicycle, which I made for myself. And it's been my loyal companion for the past 2, 3, or 4 years. I'm a painter, but I was a metal worker and a frame builder in my past. And I made mostly tall bikes because it was the one thing that I felt I could really do special and not really compete in a big ocean full of sharks. Yeah. We're just warming up. I'm just relaxing. I'm getting used to the fact that there's a camera in my face now for the next few hours. It's really, for me, really enjoyable to find places to camp every night. Whether it's in a city, then it's called homeless. If it's in the country, it's called camping. It's really the same thing for me. I enjoy both. Yeah, so it's a tall bike. I mean, a tall bike is a bike which is tall. What makes this bike different than a lot of other tall bikes is that it's made out of raw material, and it's not made of pre-existing bike frames that were made in a factory. This bike you can fly with, and it just counts as a regular bike, so a small fee and you can take it on any airplane with you. Well, people usually are surprised, and it sort of puts a smile on their face, especially on children, and I believe that is really the core, sort of the spontaneous reaction, especially when grown-ups and they have all sorts of barriers and different sort of, their grown-up brains. And a lot of times they would consider it to be something ridiculous, stupid. So many ideas for prototypes and different ways to do it that I wanted to do. So focused on the tall bikes. And most of the money I made I put into tools and into jigs and into different ways to do it, build different prototypes. Each bike that I made was better than the one before, but still had mistakes that could be fixed in the next one. And so I kept making them. And at the end they got to a pretty, I think, high level of finish. This bike was born with the intention of being a traveling bike. So in my head back then, it was supposed to be like the ultimate adventure, post-apocalypse bike, where I could just travel the world for years and years, and of course it will never break, but it could also serve me in all sorts of like catastrophic scenarios. Many people who are making bikes now are using my designs with my permission, of course, and everybody was really cool and asking questions and asking permission for using the stuff that I've done first. And I have seen in my travels tall bikes in a lot of major cities in the USA. And for example, here in Vienna, I've met randomly a guy on the street riding a tall bike. So I think it's sort of something that organically sprouted in many different places. I remember, before I was even into bikes, one day walk in on one of those big, wide, long, straight avenues that New York has, where you can see the horizon like miles and miles ahead of you. And it was a hazy, long, sort of late summer day, and there were 3 figures on a Tallbikes in the distance. And it was just really cool and sort of surreal. I sort of still remember it as if it was a dream. And that's it.